So you have to open the Zoom when you have it scheduled and then it starts streaming.
Okay.
You should see, oh, here they come again. Getting them back in. And here's Janet. Maybe she's going to be on audio. Or do we have two Janets?
Stacy, Dennis, can you hear us? Shannon, I don't know what to do.
Let's see. My co-host. Let's see. That doesn't say they're muted.
But every time they come in on audio, there's an X by their name. See? Can you see it? Can you hear us now?
I'm going to see if I can ask them to connect to audio. Let's see.
Hey, Janet. Oh, Janet, you're on two screens now. And one is muted.
There we go.
Oh, great. There you go.
I just pushed a couple extra buttons.
There we go. All right. Excellent.
Hey, Jill's here. Janet, can you hear us? We can't hear you. Your mouth is moving, but nothing's coming out.
Her too?
Her too. Yes, wise guy. Janet? Okay. No, Janet? You're trying. Okay.
That over there.
I heard something. Oh, there she is.
Janet. Get your phone off, Janet.
Yeah, we got it.
Janet, don't put your phone near your computer.
Let's see.
Also, you'll have to mute us on one of them. So mute yourself, but also you'll have to turn the sound off. No. I do that sometimes when I have to switch from phone to computer.
Okay, so, oops.
Now she's making like echo.
Dennis and Stacy. Terrible. Yeah, that's better. Dennis and Stacy, this is Shannon.
How you doing, Shannon?
These are my friends.
Hello.
Okay.
Shannon worked
Hello.
with me since 2001 when she got her degree with me, and then she decided I was okay, so she stayed.
Okay.
Dennis and Stacy.
How you doing?
Shannon will be working with us now on the Ramapough project.
Okay.
And also, I'd like to introduce you, and everyone knows or should know that Dennis is the citizen scientist who helped NOSA get her degree and has helped us with everything. He was on Zoom for one of our meetings, and this is also Jill, Dennis, and Jill is going to be joining us on August 3rd as one of our coordinators
Okay.
for working with you guys.
Okay.
And everybody knows Janet. Janet, except Jill and maybe Shannon. Janet is the organist, or was the organist at the
in the church.
Church of the Good Shepherd.
Yeah, I know her.
And she is going to be moving to Pennsylvania. This past Sunday was her last
Yeah,
solo.
who told us that? Good luck, Jan.
Janet, you can put it in the chat if you want. You just have two, you're showing two. One is your picture and one is just another Janet. So you're on twice. Okay, I think Connie is coming on.
Who's Connie?
Oh, okay, from Janet. I'm a social worker committed to environmental justice. And thank you, Janet. And Connie, are you on? You'll recognize her when you see her.
Okay. Jill Quinto.
No.
Aquino.
Aquino?
Aquino. I'm a queen and you say, oh, that's how I get people to pronounce it properly.
Aquino.
Aquino. Yes.
All right.
Aquino.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Just gotta allow something here. I don't know.
Nice.
Connie?
Yeah, I'm here, but just hold on a second.
Okay. Can you see us?
I can.
Okay, and you can hear us. And
I
Janice is
can.
also a musician.
Wonderful.
And Connie is a long time. You'll see her, of course, on the documentary. You guys have all seen the documentary.
If I ever get in there. Bear with me. Hold on. Wait a minute.
As long as you can see us,
I
that's
see you.
most important.
I
for
see
now.
I
you.
see you.
You can? Can you
That's
see me?
Connie
Yes, that's Connie.
with the
Yes.
blonde hair.
No.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Dennis, who's Connie with the blonde hair, huh? Huh?
Yeah, who's that? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Stacy.
don't know, but it was a blonde hair girl.
Oh, Chief Man is
There
here.
she is.
Wait a minute.
See me?
I'll get there. I'm getting there. Wait, 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 wait.
No,
There
she's
it is,
not there
video.
yet. Chief
Yeah.
Man
Oh.
is here though.
Turn. Receiving video, resending video, use forever. Turn off my video. When doing- Oh, what the hell does shit mean? I'm sorry.
Welcome to
That's
the
okay.
club.
Hi, Mikey. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay, we can hear you. Hi, Chief.
Hi, Uncle Dennis.
Hey,
And we're trying to get Connie on
I'm
here.
trying to get on here, but I don't know. Turn- Like, what the hell does this mean?
I don't know. Ask Shannon. She's our expert
What
here.
do I do on this thing?
I was trying to see if I can ask you to turn your video on, but I can't.
It says it's on.
Um,
Wait a minute. Turn. Yeah, well, it says turn. It says it's on.
do you have anything? Are you on your phone?
No. I don't think
Okay.
so.
And say sometimes if you're on your phone and you pull up another app, it goes to it
I'm on
takes
a
it-
laptop. No, I'm on a laptop.
Oh, that's bizarre.
Hold on one second.
You don't see the little camera?
The camera. It looks
Yeah,
like
what you're looking for.
Is your
Yeah.
camera covered by any chance? Do you have a cover for your camera?
In other
No.
words, do you have that little green dot? Can you see that little green dot on top?
Yeah.
Then
I
you
can see
should,
it.
it should be seeing
Oh.
you.
All right, wait a minute. Enter full screen.
Try that.
Okay, let's enter full screen.
Okay, Connie, do you see three little dots in the corner
That's what I'm looking for.
by your name, or your name is on the left side? Up on the right corner should be three little dots when you put your cursor over your name.
Okay, hold on. Wait. Well, it's telling me sending video or something. Receiving video, turn off my video when joining a meeting. What the hell does that mean?
No, you don't want to turn off your video.
No, I don't. When I'm joining, no, I don't want to do that. I want that on. All right, so I'm doing obviously something wrong. I just don't know what.
Connie, go up to the three little dots, put your arrow on it, put your cursor on it. It'll open and see if it says show video.
Okay, wait a minute. Meeting is now. View on. I don't friggin' know. What the hell am I doing here? Wait a
But you
minute.
will, don't worry, you will be able to see the
Can
video.
you see me now?
No,
No. Do
Still
you want to
can't?
go
I can
out?
see you. I can see all of you. But you can't see me. Why the hell is that? Wait a
I
minute.
don't know.
Wait a minute. Let me look. Hold on. I don't. I'm sure it did something stupid from me.
That's why
Oh,
we all.
there's a dot. There's three dots. Hold on.
Auntie, do you see on the bottom of the screen where it says participants, chat, share screen, record?
I do see mute, stop video, participants.
All right, that's the stop
Chat.
video.
Click on the, now on the video one, is there a line through it?
No, there isn't.
No.
Hmm.
Live transmission. Should I click on that?
Try anything, or you could, worst comes to worst, you still have time, you can rejoin.
Press that the host enable live transcription for the meeting.
Yeah, go out and come
No,
back
you don't
in.
want that. Yeah,
No.
you could go out and come back in. It might prompt you to start your video at that point because I have it set for you to have video when you come in. So
Okay. Yeah, because I don't know why.
Hi, Esther.
Where-
It doesn't say that.
We're trying to get Connie on her video.
Yeah, like what the hell's up with this damn thing?
well, we've tried everything else. I'm gonna hit stop video on your box and see if you can start video again. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, your video is now off.
Okay.
So try to start video if on those three
You
dots
cannot
or
start
on the
video
bottom left.
because the host has stopped it. Okay.
Yes.
So
Click on the video again.
it's telling me the same thing.
Show me a dot.
Go in.
There's Dennis.
Oh, wait, now I have an arrow through your video. Try going to participants and clicking off. Click on the movie camera.
Hold on. Hold
Oh,
on.
here we go. Hold on. I'm going to ask you to start video.
Oh, okay. Start my video.
Yeah,
Enable
something's wrong with your
camera.
camera.
Enable camera access in my browser or whatever the hell that is.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, enable camera.
Okay, so I got to go to my settings somehow here, right? And enable it. You are a brainiac. She's got to tell me this stuff.
Yeah, sign out. Why don't you close out and then come back in? And when it on the screen, it'll ask you that, and you say, yeah.
Okay, so leave and come back.
Yep.
So click off, leave meeting, and come back in.
Okay.
Yeah, her camera's disabled. That's too bad.
Well, when she comes in, though, she should be able to. It should
Yes.
tell her that.
Yep. It should prompt her to enable that automatic once you hit that button.
So I asked Ricky, I called Val this afternoon to remind her. It's not quite 6:30. So hopefully they will join us.
3 minutes to go.
Well, let's give them a little, like 1 or 2 extra.
Will they join Zoom, Judy, or the YouTube video?
Ricky is young and he definitely knows Zoom.
Okay.
And Val says she has Zoom.
Okay.
Got it then.
Yeah, Ricky knows.
So, yeah, if I don't know something on the computer, I just ask Shannon or someone 30 or under, because I have no idea.
No.
So Chief Man and Mikey, Shannon and I spoke to Alex this afternoon. He's going to be on the call next week and explain it to you from an administrative point of view. And he, totally understands the frustration. He said that actually having it in 2 weeks is unbelievable, that it usually takes several months. But because we pushed and pushed, and he said, please, he said, this is a bureaucracy. It's the biggest employer in New York City now. And they have, each thing has 7 or 8 different departments that things have to go through. And he said, please understand, once it gets all worked out, and actually, I think it is worked out now. Shannon, didn't you get the email that said it's totally activated now, or was I misinterpreting?
Actually, Mikey, you should have gotten a notification. They said sorry, 2 people waiting in the
That's
waiting room.
Father Stephen.
Yep. You should have gotten, it said our vendor was notified, and you are considered,
Our vendor.
among many other things, our vendor. So maybe you have an email waiting for you.
They sent it this afternoon, so
Hey,
check
Dad, I
on-
have to look in the, watch out for the spam folder. I don't know, they're gonna send it, the link.
Right, they have to, so to really get into the weeds of this, they finance notified you of what's happening apparently, and then the supply chain has to send you the link. They'll review it and send you the link officially into Payment Works, which maybe I should or shouldn't tell you, I have heard is not a great process, but we'll walk through it together and set it up. And then that will be how you get paid moving forward. So this is a one-time thing, if it's any consolation, which I'm sure it's not, but it's a one-time, this is a one-time process other than submitting invoices. So
It looks like Connie can't get back on.
does she need the link again? Can we text it or email it to her?
Can you email her?
Sure.
So in the meantime, I will introduce everyone. So Jania, good to see you. And Christina, do I see her? Yes. So let me introduce everyone. I'll just go down the list. Jania, are you there? I don't. Okay.
I'm here. I have to walk to the bus.
Okay, so I'll start with you so you can go off. So Jania is a second-year master student who's working with me, and she's working with Brooklyn, and she's collecting black carbon and doing measurements on health in Brooklyn area. So she's one of my students. Christina, many of you know, Christina is a second-year doctoral student who got her master's with me, and she has done a lot of work with the Turtle Clan early on, 9 years ago, 8 years ago, 7 years ago. So all of our sharing circles and everything was with Christina. I don't see any more students, so I'll move on.
Do you see me?
No,
I
No.
can see you, Judy, but I can't, I don't know. I can
That's-
hear you. I can see you.
That's okay. Connie, you will see the video. If you can see us, you will see the video.
Okay.
Okay? We just
Yep.
don't get to see your charming face.
Okay. Oh, what the
Um,
hell?
The lady at the end is Esther Erdai. She is the co-principal investigator, meaning she's my doppelganger on the grant, and she's from the University of New Mexico, and she works with the Navajo and with the Cheyenne River Sioux, and she's an amazing person. Next to Esther is Father Stephen, who my students may or may not know. Jenia, this is Father Stephen. He is the minister of the Church of the Good Shepherd. And so he's there every Sunday. Connie Van Dunk is a Turtle Clan member, and for a very long time. And so she's in the video, as you all know. Christina, I said, Janet is, I'll read what Janet said. She is a social worker committed to environmental justice. We met her because she also plays the organ at the Church of the Good Shepherd. Jill is going to join us on our grant, and she will be starting August 3rd. She's a nurse, a registered nurse, and has a degree in psychology, which is probably why she puts up with me. And she lives about 10 minutes from the farm. So excellent. Janet, again, I said is the organist. Dennis, I've left out Dennis. Dennis, oh
That's
God.
all right.
Okay, so Dennis is one of the most active members of the Turtle Clan in terms of, in terms of environmental. He has worked with our students to actually get their master's degree. He's done the citizen scientists, and he's done fishing, he's done soil collection, he's done air monitoring, you name it, Dennis has worked with us. And in the background there somewhere is Stacy.
Hello,
Hello.
just chilling.
Stacy is a nurse, and I'm sure everyone knows Chief and everyone knows Mikey. Is that true, or did I leave? Okay. Okay, so that's who we are here. I don't think it's 6:34, so I don't think we're gonna wait. I will write to Val while it's on, and I will write to Ricky, and hopefully we can get them on. But Shannon, I'm turning it over to you.
Okay, excellent. So I am going to share my screen. I have the full documentary. It's about 34 minutes. And so I will play. Judy, we're going to save comments to the end, or you can put comments in the chat and I will either capture them or Jill can help me with that, or I think I can save them at the end. That shouldn't be a problem. And I think that
we want to run through it once.
Yep.
Without interruption, and then please take notes. And I just want to tell you that this is not the final. Our producer and editor is on vacation. So this is, there's still some tweaks to be made. One of them has to do with the credits going too fast. And there are a few other things, but they're minor. And basically what we'd like from this is to get any comments. I mean, we can't do it over, so hopefully you like it. Take down any minor thoughts that you have, and she can change them when she comes back. And only with your approval, Chief and Connie and Stacy and Dennis, everyone's approval from the Ramapough, we will then launch it. And we will ask everyone who has Facebook, homepage, Twitter, Instagram to post it. So I hope you enjoy it. And I hope it moves you guys as much as it does me. So.
Okay, I'm actually gonna mute everyone and go ahead and share my screen so we can get started. Okay, mute. Yes.
Well, 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 hey, oh, well, oh, hey, hey, oh, way. Iha Kolomosi, Yindrasinzi, Kikai, man. Uniai, Lamawo, Tekwa. How are you? My name is Chief Man. I am the Turtle Clan chief of the Ramapough Lenape Nation's Turtle Clan. It's my hope that through watching this short documentary, you will remember our past, see us in our present, help us into our future. Ramapough Turtle Clan is beyond resilient. For 12,000 years. Through the voices that you'll hear in this documentary, it's important to sometimes be able to close your eyes and just listen to the voices.
My family goes back here at least over 200 years in Upper Ringwood. And as a matter of fact, when I'm in this church on Sundays, I find the amazement of looking, you know, at the ceilings and the walls, because it was my family members, amongst, you know, the other residents that lived there at that time, that built this church. You know, and when I come in, I just feel this, I don't know, I feel everything from the heart, you know, when I'm here and I look around and I'm thinking about, look at this, they did some good work, you know, and whatever. But anyway, my family, like I said, they have been here for centuries. And they play a big, important role in this town, because one of the places that's important is the Ringwood Manor. And that's where most of my family members worked, you know, to keep the Ringwood Manor going for the Hewitts, who ended up being pretty good people, because we were in dire straits with this church. You know, we was gonna lose it, but we found the deed. The Hewitts deeded this church to the residents of Upper Ringwood, because, you know, which I think they realized, you know, everything that they did. And then where I'm at was a prosperous mining company called Peter's Mine. And that was another big place where most of them worked. This mining industry was so large that some of our bridges are held up with some of the steel from this mining industry. And They made cannonballs for the Revolutionary War there. And it was really like, nice. It was a very big operation. But as I said, personally myself, I've been there all my life. And I know my mom and dad been there all their life. My family learned to live off of the land a lot. So, they had herbs, and things that they would go and collect, for healing. And then there was, like, as I said, there was fruit trees or whatever. They would go, and get, my sister made the best peach pie, I'm telling you, with the peaches. And sadly, we've had our share of poverty, but because as a kid, if I got a hole in my shoe, unfortunately, I got a new piece of cardboard. My dad got sick at a very young age, so he became disabled at a very young age, and it was tough. Like one of the things I found, I found a diary of his, and he was going to get a $3 pay, but he also noted with that $3 pay that he had to take his baby to the doctor. And I'm like, you know what? It was fine. Like, we didn't have, growing up, there was 6 children and the parents. We lived in a little 4-room house, and we did not have running water. We'd have to go way down into the woods and carry buckets and bottles full of water from the above ground springs. We did not have electricity. We used kerosene lamps. We did not have inside plumbing. We had an outhouse that you had to walk to. And we had a school bus walk that was almost 1.5 miles, whatever. But some of the best memories of my life, because also with that school bus walk, that was our sleigh ride. And you talk about a nice sleigh ride, we really, really had a nice sleigh ride. And I don't know why, but I don't remember walking back up the hills all the time. We went down, And but I love my life growing up as a child, When you're younger, you don't realize what you miss out on when they're trying to really tell you things. Oh my God, now I'm on a journey because, like our mom and whatever, I'm trying to find, out where all my grandparents are, burial wise, this and that. And, but that's my big thrill right now in life. That's my passion. I cemetery seek because that's how you find out a lot. And, and then, of course, I decided doing the ancestry DNA testing and stuff. And that helps you find a lot of relatives, that we are far and wide. Everybody thinks everybody just stayed there, but we are far and wide. It's really amazing. And as I said, that's my passion right now. I am so into wanting to, my sisters, they say to me, "What you want to stop trying to go back into 1800s, this and that," but they just don't get it. It's like, I enjoy it so much. I feel we're between a little house on the prairie and the Waltons. You know what I'm saying? We weren't that far back, and we weren't that far advanced, And as I said, I would do it in a minute, go back, to my life, my childhood and everything. So when I couldn't find my great-grandmother, that's when I discovered that there used to be cemeteries under the original Montague Reservoir. So in 1922, they exhumed 258 bodies from that cemetery to make way for the Montague Reservoir. So amazingly, I ended up with one of the cemetery maps. I wish I had brought that with me, but anyway. Lo and behold, I found out my grandmother was one of those bodies they exhumed, my great-grandmother. Now, these old headstones that you see here in this road, go way back, this is the reservoir. The reservoir is this area. So I know she's here someplace, and other family members, but it's very hard, to see the headstones. But this is something I'm kind of working on down here. I see other family names. So this to me is a very important part, like I said, doing my genealogy. I looked back, you know, and tried to see if I could try to link any of these that I see with my family names. But I have family members buried all through this, so far and wide. I'm not gonna, go off it, but I do want to actually leave this part, go to another part, all right? Show you my family's gravesite, and then, but this is, this is an interesting part to me. We are at the Midvale Cemetery, where I have a lot of family members. And I want to point out, I'm going to turn my head here to show you this headstone here is my brother who got unfortunately killed by a school bus. And my mom is here, my grandmother, and my nephew, and we come because, we find a lot of comfort here. My mom just dropped dead suddenly at 43 years old with no explanation or nothing. So this is, this is where they are at. Biggest part of my family.
Okay, my name is Dennis DeFries. I'm a native Lenape Indian from Upper Ringwood from a long time ago. And I have a lot of good stories to tell. And I reminisce a lot about those times that I missed and all this sleigh riding as a kid, doing different stuff, especially helping my dad out with his gardens. He loved to build gardens. We lived off the land, actually. Everything that he grew, my mother canned it, and she was a stay-home mother. And my dad, he done everything. He had 10 of us and big family to feed. And he would get pigs and chickens. We would get our eggs from the chicken shacks. That was beautiful. I missed that a lot. And he used to raise the hogs, but they were pets. But at the end of October was time to slaughter them. And what they did, we all worked. We all worked as a unit, when he had his hogs. They got gigantic. And I remember him calling them. They call them just like little pets. And then when he done it, what he had to do to them, and then we start cleaning them, and he was the butcher also. But everybody in the whole family, we all worked together. We had to clean the pig, wash the pig, had to do everything. My dad cut it up, and then he would take it and put it down in the basement. And my mom would go out and get these bags of salt, and she would salt it all down so that it would be good all winter long. Good food, fresh food. Yes. That was every year we done that. And of course, my dad was a fisherman. That's who I take after, fishing and hunting. And we would go out in the woods. I would shoot deer, bring them back. My dad would shoot them. And he taught me a lot how to fish and hunt. I guess I'm the only one in the family who does it. But back then it was really, really, really great. Back when I was a kid. That's like 40, 50 years ago. I mean, a long time ago, before, but before this tragedy that happened to our land. The town bought the water system for $1. Okay, and the town turned around, they got a grant, and they upgraded the water system. And what they did with that water system, which was a great water system, they would turn around and charge the people that owned the water, and then they would pump it up in Skyline tanks and all over and feed all Ringwood off of our water. That was very wrong what they did. And dumping, when it comes back, everything man versus Ford, that was all right. I was looking at the video of it, but a lot of that was propaganda. A lot of it was a lot of propaganda because you have to know the truth. You have to be there to see what happened like I did. I saw what happened. Ringwood Borough was the worst one there was. It was the worst. And I worked for him. I didn't dare say nothing because I would have lost my job. I would have lost my job if I said anything. Well, we dumped this. And then right on, I think that's Van Dunk Drive, where the houses where we tested, the houses, I remember us dumping every third of the month. They called it heavy garbage. The town would go around, they would pick up everybody's washing machines, refrigerators, and you know Freon's the worst there is. And they would just dump it down in back of the how-to homes, and they would bury it with dirt, and all that's it's done.
These were homes near where the Ramapough had their home.
Correct, where they built the new homes, where all the new homes was funded by, which they call how-to, that was a government program. And that's where they dumped right in back of their homes, right in back of their homes. And they crooked them out of the land across the street. I remember my friend Alan Morgan, who's a good friend of mine. I work with Alan, he used to live by me. And Alan was on the committee for the how-to. And he had told me, which like I said, we had no organization. We had nobody to run our section or town, whatever you want to call it up here. We had nobody to run and organize it. We had so much property over what we call the ridge. I call it the ridge. Now the town took it away from us because we owed taxes on it. So they let the town take the property. Now the town's going to profit off of that. I hear they're putting cell towers, not cell towers, the electrical things, panels. That's all they're trying to approve panels on a whole mountain ridge, approve the panels. And that was ours. That was ours. That was our property, Ramapough's.
So it sounds like you're a hunter and a fisherman, and how have things changed for you for hunting or fishing or growing?
Around here, hunting is very dangerous around here anymore. Fishing is very dangerous around here anymore. Of all the pollutants that's in the ground and all the pollutants that are in the plants, because you shoot a deer. They used to tell me how they shoot these deer and they had all this stuff inside of them, like this stuff. And I'm telling them, you know, Valerie even said it, they guys would shoot the deer and bring the deer and they would have some kind of disease inside of them from eating the plants, which was only comes. Then they tested the squirrels. I used to like go squirrel hunting. And they tested the squirrels down here. They said the squirrels had lead in them, so much lead in them, you couldn't eat them. I'm like, what? When the old saying from the natives and from my parents, when you go in a brook and you find a native trout swimming in there, that's pure. That is pure as can be. Because I used to drink it. They say you drink water, oh, your stomach will, no, well, your stomach will, you'll be getting typhoid fever, you'll be getting everything. I drank the brook when I was hot. I wore around the ridge, me and my brother. We'd go out there, we fish. I'd go right down into the water, get myself some water, man. That was nice and cold this spring. It was beautiful. Now I look at it, all rusted because of the dumping, all the breakdown of all the iron that they put in the ground, bicycles, all the junk barrels, all the stuff that they buried. That went into our ground, and that's what polluted the brooks.
Well, I'm Shirley DeFries Van Dunk. Van Dunk is my married name. I grew up as a DeFries. My grandparents raised me, so that's why I had the name DeFries.
Are you part of the Ramapough Nation Turtle Clan?
Yes, I am. I'm part of the Turtle Clan
For the Ramapough.
for the Ramapough Nation.
And how long ago did you live here?
Well, I moved in 1968 to West Melford, the Upper Greenwood Lake part. I bought a home.
How long did you live in Ringwood?
I was born in Ringwood, right where Margaret King and Peters Mine Road connects. I was born in a little house. I have a picture someplace there in the bags by a midway named Miss Root.
So you've been here quite a while.
Yes, yes.
Could you tell me a little bit about your family history, some of the traditions and things that you experienced growing up here, and what it was like to be a Ramapough Turtle Clan Nation?
Well, life wasn't easy. It wasn't easy to live in the Ramapough Nation because we had no inside plumbing. In fact, my grandfather dug the well. And how he found the water was he took a peach branch. And when the peach branch went down, that meant there was water there. So he dug the well, lined it with rock, and built an outside where you could have a bucket and put it down in the well and pull it up. And we lived off the land. You know, he grew chickens, he had a pig, and he hunted. So we ate all that. We did have a store. We went to the store for some things, but basically my grandmother cooked everything. You know, the bread, she made homemade bread and cake and rice and all that. And he had to cut the wood, go in the woods, get the wood for the fire. And he made utensils. I have utensils that he made, like for the rolling pin, the spatula. My grandfather made these utensils. For this, of course, is a rolling pin that my grandmother used when she made a pie. And she had spoons to stir the vegetables that she made. And there was a fork to pick it up. And this was a spatula, like to turn the meat over, turn the eggs over.
What about some of your own personal history? What would you like to talk about in terms of your personal history, your hobbies, what you did, how school was for you?
Well, I went to school in E.G. Hewitt. The Hewitts had several schools. They had a school down on Farm Road that my grandparents went to, which I hope we'll be able to take a picture of. And then there was a school up where the Borough Garage is that my husband went to, but I didn't go to. And then they built E.G. Hewitt, which our class was the first class that started E.G. Hewitt in 1938. And I graduated from there in 1948. And then we didn't have a high school, so we had to go to Butler. And there was 5 of us of Ramapough that went to that school, but there was like 1,000 kids. When I graduated, I was the first one to ever graduate from high school from this area.
My name is Valerie Milligan Gunn. I've been married to my husband for 47 years. I have 2 grown children and 5 grandchildren. I am a Native American. I am a Ramapough from our tribe. And I love life.
So, how was it growing up a Ramapough, Valerie?
Well, I come from a family, I had 7 sisters and 4 brothers, and my mom and dad was always there for us. And, you know, we learned a lot of different things. We all cook from scratch. We don't, fake food, as I say. But it was a good life. I mean, we had a full town. There was a lot more people in our town, but then eventually some of the people moved away in Ringwood, yes. But I myself personally had a good life with my mom because I had great parents.
Did you celebrate, what were some of your cultural traditions?
Well, we celebrated all the holidays, all the normal holidays, Christmas, New Year's, Easter, we celebrated all the holidays, the normal holidays, so.
As a Ramapough, did you have different traditions and did you try to give those traditions to your kids?
Well, I did. I mean, I talked to my children. My children were involved. We had some art classes. Well, not really art classes, but We had someone who was teaching the kids the Native American way, which was good. We had classes up until he got sick and he passed away. But we always believed in our cultures. We always believed in our tribe. And, you know, that's how we lived. Now it's like, it's a little, I don't know how to explain it, but I think in our community, there's a form of paranoia, if I may, because we've lost so many people from illnesses that it's like, you know, we're like, oh my God, who's going to be next? Or, you know, we worry if someone else is sick in the community, but that's a really big fear for everybody right now, you know?
Why do you think that there's more illness and death in the community of the Ramapoughs than
Yes, I do.
Jersey in general?
Yes, I do. I do. Well, part of it is because, well, I have to tell you, I was 10 years old and I was watching these trucks come up with these big barrels on the back of them. And we were kids, we were playing at my grandmother's, but we didn't know what it was. Only later did we find out that it was very harmful chemicals. And all of us were exposed to it over a period of years. And so it seemed like after that, we just started losing people. I mean, there were so many people that had cancer. I mean, if you look on one of our streets, Van Dunk Lane, they called that Cancer Row because everybody in that house had cancer. So it's just one of those things, you know, and we were trying to go on, we're trying to move forward. Chief Vinny is trying to help us, you know, with new programs and stuff. And I've been on their board and it's very exciting. And I'm just hoping that, you know, we can make Ringwood, our community, better.
So how many people do you think are still living in the Ringwood?
Well, I will say this, as far as our seniors, as far as our elderlies, I'm considered as an elderly because the elders that we have now, you can count on one hand because we've lost so many people. You know, people haven't lived beyond the 60s. It's been very sad, you know.
And when you were growing up, what was it like then?
Oh, it was so different. I mean, the town had so many houses. There were so many people. We just was great. I loved it. That's why I say I'm fortunate that I was a kid back then and I was raised the way I was raised because now it's like totally different.
Oh, hi, my name is Ricky Milligan. I've been here from 9 months old to 32 years of age.
And here is where?
Ringwood.
Okay, so you've had a little bit of a different relationship with the Ramapough, and I'm really interested in knowing. So you came here when you were 9 months, and tell us some of your experiences in growing up Ramapough, because you were not born a Ramapough.
But I was adopted into the culture with cards and everything else, yes.
Okay. So tell us about your experiences growing up a Ramapough Native American.
I mean, basically, if you were in the countryside, the 80s were the best time to grow up and live because everything was still normal.
So tell me some of the traditions or some of the things that you did that might be, you know, more related to growing up as a Native American.
Oh yeah, like besides living off the land, farming, having to, you know, slaughter the animals and, you know, for food and everything. We helped chop the wood, we helped build teepees, we helped, you know, we helped the basically the Indian nation like rebuild itself. And, you know, multicultural generations of aunts, uncles, and, you know, grandfathers and stuff like that. Basically, Vinny's he hasn't been around for probably 50 to 80 years yet, but.
Vinny is the chief of the Turtle Clan.
Yes. He's been around helping us for longer than I know. Because even when I was a kid, being, I say 6 to 15. There was a lot of, we were here a lot, and, there's things going on with the town, and we played on Sledge Hill, we played in the stuff, and, we didn't really think much about it until afterwards. Our people started getting sick and stuff, and there was nothing we could do about that pretty much. Everything's okay, but things are definitely way different now than they were back then. Like, life was so much more carefree back then. You actually had to choose to go into the drama before you got it. It didn't actually overlook you and stand over your shoulder for life. You actually created it within your own self to have it. Or if you didn't want it, you stayed away.
Okay, I'm Connie Van Dunk. I'm really a lifetime resident here. I lived here, most of my life, so I pretty much know everyone.
So, many people would like to know, and we want to get the message out about who the Ramapough Lenape Turtle Clan is. So tell me, what was it like growing up as a Ramapough Native American? And can you tell me about some of your cultures and that you grew up with, including some of your medicinal herbs that you used growing up? So,
okay. Okay, basically, well, what I remember most importantly was always being close-knit. Family was just like every neighbor it may as well be your family. Our children were each other's children. We never had to worry about someone, touching our children or going on our children. We always looked out for each other.
Your family and you sound amazingly resilient. What do you attribute that to? The resiliency of the Ramapough Lenape Turtle Clan and yourself as an individual?
Well, I would like to think that I have to really say our parents, I think, or you want to say the elders, basically they just felt that any type of offering, whether it be from your neighbor or your sibling or your aunt, uncle, whatever have you, you'd be thankful for what you get. And you know what? And when you can pay, if we pay it forward, then you do that as well. It was just basically human kindness, just their wisdom. They had it much harder than us kids did, but somehow they found a way. I truly will never know how our parents did it. I'm a mom, I'm a grandmother, and I just don't know how they did it. But they did. And it was just, it was always instilled in me to work hard and you know what? Just go to church, be a good neighbor, help each other, love one another. And we've always tried to do that. We got through it by loving what we had and not by necessarily what we wanted. We just made do with whatever we had the best we could.
Okay. The last thing that I wanted to ask you, and I think you just led into that, is so what would you wish for? What do you want? What do you hope to tell the people who are listening to this YouTube? What do you want to get across to them? As Connie and as a Native American of the Ramapough tribe.
Basically, we're a very giving group of people. I believe that even if we don't know someone, and if you needed help, we'd be there. And I would just like to say that I would just like to feel like, I think we all do, like we actually mean something to someone, because it just seems like the harder, we try to accomplish something different to make our lives, a little better, or even getting the word out to people of some of the types of things that we have to deal with on a daily basis, just to be counted somewhere. It just seems like no matter what is brought to the table, it just doesn't seem to go anywhere. And, some resources have come through, but nowhere near what a community of this size should have received so many. A long time ago. It's been a horrible fight. It truly has. But we've all hung in there. And I just frankly just don't understand why it seems like when one thing's accomplished, something else must be done, and not necessarily in our favor. That's all I'm saying. It seems like it doesn't matter what we say. You're just going to do what we give you or what you're told. And I just think that needs to change. So that this way people feel like they have meaning.
Well, 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 hey, oh, well, oh, hey, oh.
Shannon, you have us all muted, I think, or Judy, you're still muted.
Yeah, I did. You can all unmute though. I made sure I kept it that way. You can unmute before you talk.
So here we are. I hope we did you justice. Please let us know what you think. Thank you, Chief Man.
Oh, thank you. I'll just throw some words out. Very touching and emotional footage, that has been put forth, and I'm glad to see, our people shine in regard of, who they are and what they stand for. And, I think that, it's times like this, like Aunt Connie said, it was always about, being community. It was always about, knowing that, if your child went outside, that one of our other relatives would be, watching over them. And, that resiliency that makes that possible to be able to hear today, is something that I work hard, as well as Mike Lean and obviously others, right, to be able to continue. You heard, words of living a carefree lifestyle, and it's not, I don't know that carefree is the right word, but living as Indigenous people in 2022, right? No one can expect us to be, running around in, regalia every single day and, cooking out of a clay pot and all these things, but the reality of that is that, we are the same people who resided here for 12,000 years. And, this is 2022 and this is who we are today. Well, I think it does our people justice, and I look forward to seeing, a lot more people watching. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Mikey, Dennis, Stacy. Who's ever on the YouTube, please write a chat and let us know what you're thinking.
Well, I enjoyed the film. It was good. It was good.
Mhm.
But it's a shame that only a few had been interviewed, and it'd been more great if everybody had come out and expressed what they went through and how they went through it. I mean, to me, it's like we're all out there. We're putting our thing up for them so they can be advantaged. So seeing this movie, I hope it fills and gives them strength to stand up on their 2 feet and become one instead of being hidden. And like Val said, but they have to be who they are.
Breath.
They should never be afraid of anything, you know?
Yeah.
Should never be afraid of anything,
Nope.
They should be themselves. And that's how I believe in it.
So how
Absolutely.
about if we call this part 1?
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Because if the people see it, maybe they will come out. It's a shame. It's a shame. I mean, fear. The fear is the most worst thing that can happen to anybody. Fear.
I
Fear
think you're,
of the unknown.
yes.
You cannot be like that. You cannot fear the unknown. I went through an open heart surgery. You know what? I wasn't afraid or feared because I knew I was going to be better. You have to think positive to be positive.
Right.
And that's how I feel.
So
But this is great.
the place. Sorry.
It was great.
It's a
I
start.
liked it. And it killed me to see Viv there,
Me too.
not
I was
with us,
crying my eyes out.
not with us, Of course, she was literally, she
Was the
done her
backbone.
homework. She done her
Vivian was the
homework.
backbone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she done her homework.
Crying my eyes out. It just
Yeah,
wasn't.
I felt bad. She done her homework,
Mm-hmm.
and she knows a lot because I grew up with Vivian.
Did. Yeah.
We went to school together. I know everything. Me and Vivian. Exactly. Aaron, all of them.
Yeah.
I lived there,
You right about that.
but she's with God, so that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. No more suffering. She's a lucky one.
Mm-hmm.
God took her away from all the disgusting junk in the grounds.
Can you
And
guys
God
hear me?
took her-
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm coming.
And things got to get better. They can't get no worse. So
Yes, they
things have
can.
to get better.
Yes, they can.
It's just that we got to pull together as one, not be separated, as one whole. One
Mhm.
whole, 50 people beat 20 people anytime. So that's
Right.
how we got to think. We got to think as one. And we're all whole. No one's better. No one is worse. We're all the same.
Mm-hmm.
That's it there. And that's how I feel.
So
But
Dennis-
Judy done a great job. Her and the other lady, very great. I liked it. It was good. I mean, like she said, part 2 should be the next, thing on there. And I agree with her on that.
Yep.
And it's going to be and a lot of changes.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Dennis. Stacy, Connie,
Yes.
who's ever on the chat, Janet, Father Stephen, please weigh
I would
in.
just like to say, this is Connie. Sometimes it was very hard to hear your questions that you were asking.
Well, that's why we put it on the bottom.
I know, but still, there's some people, there is a literacy problem here. Okay. Not everybody does know how to read. I'm just saying it straight out.
That's true.
But some of it was a little bit low, is all I'm saying. So
We can't fix it. That's how it was filmed. I'm sorry.
Yep, it's okay. But I just thought I mentioned that. I mean, I think overall you did a wonderful job, always.
Fantastic job.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And I would
Connie?
love to see more people included. I truly would. There's so many more that I really feel like have their own story to tell.
Hey, because we all grew up together, so we all
Yeah.
have different stories. We all have good stories when we were kids,
Mhm.
you know?
Yes.
A lot of good stories. It was hard, but you know what? I used to sit and tell my wife, I used to say to her, I said, the modern times, it's okay, but I prefer way in the back because when I was first raised in Ringwood and born in Ringwood, that I thought that was the most terrible thing in the world. But you know what? I'd rather live back then than today.
Me too. Me too.
Right?
Yes.
Because like you said before, you said the right thing. We could walk down Millertown, go here, but we have to be home. But we could walk and don't have to be afraid of nobody or scared. And we had to respect the elders then.
Yep.
Now there
That
is
was
no
the most
respect.
important.
Now
You know,
there's
that
no
was the-
respect, and
there's
all
no
you had to do
respect.
was hear a voice to say, "Come home."
Yeah.
just-
Oh, you
you
better
told
be
you came
home.
home. You better go home.
You got that right.
know?
But it changed so much. I ride through there once in a while, and
Mhm.
it brings back memories. You know,
Yeah.
it's different.
How can it not?
You know, it's different.
To Connie's point, maybe you guys have some advice. So when it was filmed, it wasn't meant for me to be in it at all. And
I'm glad you
so, but
That's all right.
Yeah.
the question
Why not?
wasn't the audio. So is there another way, given the what you brought up, Connie, about the literacy, is there another way to, we asked her this so many times, can we make it louder, make it louder, make it louder? And she said, no, it is what it is. Can
Yeah.
you think of another way that we could address?
Can you do a voiceover?
I can ask her.
Yeah, I'm not really sure, but other than everybody being really quiet at the time, but maybe it's just me too. I have background noise here, but what I'm saying though, illiteracy is a problem here, and there's a lot of people that do not know how to read. They still don't to this day, and I've even offered in a class to give classes. Well, the only thing that I asked was that they be serious. I wouldn't want to waste my time nor theirs.
Judy had classes here. There was a teacher, professional teacher here, and she offered classes to anybody that wanted them, and then only two people
Did.
showed up.
She did, but it's just like with all other things. Like I've been doing this for a while, 20 some years, and you can't make people do something that.
No, you can't force nobody.
No,
That's the
can't.
truth.
You can't. And it's a hard thing to do, but maybe this will open some eyes.
Right.
To where we couldn't before, because we can never seem to go globally, no matter what we've done.
Right.
So
Like I said, we got to stand as one.
Yeah.
So I should mention, and Chief Mann is, and you saw it in the background of our focus group. We started this in late 2018. And as you could see, Chief Mann was there, Valerie was there, Vivian was there, a number of the leaders and the elders that were there. And the name came from Chief Mann and the others. And the idea for it, I just brought it out as an idea, and they were very anxious, and if I may be so bold. And the mission of it was laid out by the people who we first met with. So, and the mission that was then, and we may have a new mission for part 2, but the mission of it was to bring awareness and bring, because the Ramapough, except for recently, they've not been on the news, they've not been, and so everyone seemed to think that to bring, the Ramapough to light and the resilience and the stick-to-itiveness and who they are and what they went through was the mission. Now, when we have the second part, we'll have all of you who are on this, And maybe you'll want a different mission, and we'll address whatever it is you want and whatever it is you want to get out of this.
Right.
I think that, some of that focus too should be on, I find it myself, right? Every single day, when I'm in all these different meetings with everybody from the state to the federal government to private people. And, it's telling our story over and over and over and over and over. And I have to relive that, right? It's not bad enough that, we're living it, or where we're at now, but to relive all of that pain and the suffering and, the funerals and, and what watching and listening to what the outside world has always said, and, how we as a people decided that we would not be confrontatious about that, right? And this is 2022, right? And we are stepping up to, work with universities, and we are, making great strides at, creating a farm so we can take care of ourselves, and, working with the state to hold, one of the people accountable, one of the corporations accountable at this point in time. That is not the only people, right? So, there's a positive side to everything. Everything in life, as my Uncle Lee states, has friction, even the sand, in the ocean, or the gravel in the river is always doing this, right? But when people sit there and look at it, they don't think about that thought. They just think about how beautiful it is, right? And we too have that, right? We have that friction, with the outside world, whether or not we call that colonialism today, or, a settler mentality, or any of those things. And, honestly, for myself, is about making it so that any of our people who want to return to the lifestyle of our ancestors, or at least as close as they can be to that, should have that opportunity, right? Because if you want to live a lifestyle of subsistence living, it doesn't mean that you're lazy. It doesn't mean that, there's something wrong with you. Quite frankly, there's a lot of people in this country who are not indigenous, to this land, that also believe in that same way, right? Look at the Amish or the Mennonite, or the Quakers, and any of them, so, I think that showing, as it morphs and progresses, I think that it should be something that continually happens, and maybe even more often than not, right? To show, that progression, and that maybe in the end, what you're looking at is a full-length documentary that is showing, the tragedy and the now, and, where we went, with the good graces of the creator, and, people like Father Stevens and Judy and Esther and Jill and Shannon and the rest of you. We really do believe that you are part of our community. You may not hear that all the time. You obviously might say it even more than we do, but you are. And Esther knows more so, probably, actually Esther and Judy, you probably know very well, how indigenous people are, and, how we're from here, even with all that pain and suffering and struggling that we go through, we remember our humility and our humanity. And unfortunately, sometimes that gets lost on other people.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, you think?
Esther, yeah,
I just wanted to add to thank you for opening up and being really so giving in your video, and also the interview. I think it is part of the process to get also different attention. It's very difficult for you guys. I see from experience, I have been working with Navajo Nation for 14 years, and from those experiences, I see how much that they have a very large, someone would say even, abnormally large governmental structure as tribal government. They have a Navajo Nation EPA, and it took them 24 years to get attention at the federal government level and have any kind of compensation process, and also the repair to the land, because they also so deeply hurt. It's so much abuse that happened to the land and also to people there through the uranium mining. So 24 years they've been struggling even just to get health studies that we are currently doing. And so I just want to express for you guys, it's much harder then you don't have that kind of support. You don't have that infrastructure built into the system. And that's why I think it's incredibly important that you guys are trailblazers on opening up and getting the information out and showing that what happened to the community, because it has otherwise there is no other support. So I do appreciate and thank you, Dennis, for also saying that more people should be part of that, because I think that's the next step, that if the community can be really engaged and mobilized and then also unified for the front, because there are ways to get attention to environmental injustice, and we cannot let this happen. It cannot happen to thousands of people and taking lands from people, and there is no, not even just compensation, but no structure that provides a different approach. This is not acceptable. And as Chief said, 2022, we should do better. And we support you guys. It's very important to team up with academics that provide the scientific support for this, that you have rights for legal support, but you don't have any scientific support. That's not given in any legal or tribal law. So that's why it's important for us to see where are the fronts that we can move this forward, and having a health study, having evidence on what happened to the community is paramount. We cannot go about this to just not to get this out. So thank you again for being so open and honest, and also for embracing us also to be partners with you. Honest, very much so. Thank you.
I'd just like to thank you very much, Esther. I'd just like to share one other thing that Connie and Auntie Connie and Uncle Dennis probably don't know either, but Esther, you do, and Judy. And that is that on behalf of the Turtle Clan, we've been a part of bringing at least one so far, water generator to the Navajo Nation, who they don't have water. And, that water generator actually creates 2,000 gallons of water a day from the air, to where they don't have it, or they do and they can't use it. The other thing that the Turtle Clan was responsible for was shipping 6,000 pounds of supplies to the Navajo Nation, everything from diapers to canned food to sanitizers and masks and gloves. And the last thing that the Turtle Clan was also a part of was getting 6 tractor trailer loads, 39,000 pounds of hand sanitizer and wipes to 6 different federally recognized nations out west. And that reason why I'm bringing this up is because of what Esther was saying, right? Even federally recognized tribes have the same issue that we have. And there are only slightly different benefits that they have that we don't. But we're entitled to those too through the state of New Jersey. And, we're fighting for that, right? We're fighting for a health center that is our health center. We're fighting for a clean community. We're fighting for, creating jobs. We're fighting to, fighting maybe isn't the right word, but, we are not going to stop until we take care of our community and do it together, where we create these something that's repeatable, across the country for other indigenous communities. And I really think that that's where our strength is, right? Our strength is in who we are, not in who other people deem us or think about who we are.
And thank you again for being so generous, and wanted to also voice what Chief said, that thank you. And we already have a lot of evidence that tribal members on the Navajo Nation, they were very thankful for the donation. It was very dire times when that occurred in 2020, July 4th, actually. So thank you again for your donations, and we appreciate so much. And we understand also that how much is really shared. Native tribes are all together, they are same, and we know, of course, you are not the same. I'm not saying it as
We're all together.
simplistically, but yes, in soul we all are together. So I think that it's really generous of you guys, and that's why I think that the community has ways, as just like you help other tribes, you can also help yourself and to put together the healing process that's going to be successful.
Yes,
We
it
have
takes
to
a
trust
village.
that.
It really does take a village.
I just wanted to make sure that everyone comments. So I just want to ask Janet and Father Stephen, and I also want to get some input from the students who are on what you're thinking. So Janet, Father Stephen.
Well, I'll go. I've just noticed, I mentioned this in church, how this issue has come to the attention on major television shows. And that's no accident. That's the good work behind the scenes that you all have done. And I'm just so thrilled that it's being brought to the attention of people in our country. And so the work that you've been doing, Judy, and your group, it's just fabulous. And that you would, take on a sense of ownership about these people who have been abused for years and years and years. I just find that thrilling.
Thank you, Father Stephen. Do
Father.
you like the video? Will you post it on in the church? And
Yes.
Well, I don't know how to do that. So somebody
okay,
has to.
we'll
He's
talk.
worse than I am.
We'll talk to your administrator.
All right. Now, I don't know if you were in church I had my phone turned off in the middle of the service. It goes on Dire Straits, money for nothing and chicks for free. And I didn't know how to turn it off.
Ain't that awful?
I didn't know how to
Terrible.
turn
He
it off. I was
is.
pushing every button there was.
Yes, thank you, Father Stephen.
Janet has her hand up.
I'm sorry, who?
Janet.
Janet, yes, please.
Oh, Michael.
We can hear you. No,
No.
no, you're muted.
Yes, yeah.
You're muted.
Oh, hey, Janet.
Hey, Janet,
He's in two places.
You're from outer space, girl.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Signed in on her phone as well.
that's better.
So I don't think.
Look, I can't see nothing. I can hear you, but I can't see shit.
Judy, you muted yourself.
Okay, can everybody mute themselves? So maybe Janet can come through, or Shannon, do you have any suggestion to help her?
I think the speaker, you have to turn the actual speaker off on the phone. We're hearing ourselves through the other device.
Should be off.
There it goes.
I know, I just muted you for 1 second so we could hear. I think the noise is coming out of both speakers, and so we're hearing it from the other one.
Janet, if you could shut off your phone. Okay, you want to try again, Janet? And you can always put what you have to say in the chat if we can't. Janet, you're on mute. You want to try unmuting? Janet? Okay, so while Janet's trying to pull it together, computers, wow. Amna, Christina.
Yeah, I have a so just to see this finally come together and hear your comments is a hi. It's come a long way, and I'm glad to see it finally come back to you guys after us being in our court for a little bit. And your comments were really great, and I hope you guys really enjoyed it. We finally got it out. So
Fantastic job. Really, truly is. So thankful
Thank
and heartfelt.
Amna, would you like to add anything?
Oh, my buddy, one of them.
Amna?
Just like same thing, like it has been like very great, and it took time like with COVID and everything, but we have finally like done with it. So it looks really great.
Thank you.
yeah,
Jill?
the point was for you guys to finally see it, and we're glad that you finally did.
Okay, I say, you remember me?
Of course I do. What do you? Of course, Dennis. I wish you took me fishing with Nosa. I always regretted not going.
Oh, we had a ball.
Yeah, I know. She would come back and tell us all about it. I'd be like, okay, I've been.
It was fun. It was fun.
Wrong project.
There'll be a lot more, Dennis.
Yep.
Does anyone, Janet, maybe you could put your voice in the chat.
I
But
liked her. She was cute too. They all got degrees. Yeah.
I will make sure my sister, I hope she knows what the hell she's doing. Better than me. At least you can hear me, but maybe you'll be able to see her in person
So-
with her comments or whatever. I don't know.
so
I'm
the
sure it's just
only-
my settings. This is brand new, that's why.
So Connie, would you please tell, I sent Val everything. I sent her a text. Would you please tell her a little bit about it?
I sure will.
And I just want to also say that when it goes on to YouTube, we ask everybody to post it on whatever platform they have. Okay, thank you, Janet. You can give out comments. So please post it everywhere. Don't send the link out yet because we have to make just a few tweaks, and then it'll go out. And please, all the comments that you made now, Dennis and Connie and Chief Man and everyone else who made comments, when you see it on the link, please put those comments in. That's what it's there for. We really want to know that, we want people to know that, here we are, here you are. And we'll
Yes.
also say that there'll be a part 2, and that that'll come after our farmers market, which, by the way, is going to be Sunday from 1:30 to 3:30, and it will be in the park. So I'm just letting everybody here know. I've sent out some emails already, and we'll all be there. And hopefully, Dennis and Stacy, you can all make it too.
Where's that? Ringwood Park?
Yes, right, Chief, on the corner of Van Dunk and what's the other one?
Oh, Ringwood.
Ringwood.
Cannon Mine?
Where is it?
Yes.
Cannon Mine.
Okay. Okay. So
Across from Connie's house.
Okay.
By the playground.
Yep.
Yeah.
In the
Can't miss that
playground.
big red house, so.
Yeah, by the playground.
Okay.
I
Connie,
built
will you tell
that. I built that.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
Connie, can you tell everybody about the strawberries?
I sure as hell did. I told them about the collards, the cucumbers, the entire farm, and all the work and the massive work at that. And it's just, I told them to shut the hell up. You got so much mouth. Why don't you go look for yourself and then see all the work that's required to do these things? This man
I know, I
is
built
working
a garden.
tirelessly all the time. Jesus, give the man a break. So, you know me, if I had him in there, all hell would broke loose. I'm telling you that now. So I don't hold nothing back. But it's a lot of work. It's incredible. He took a massive undertaking. It's truly amazing. And with all the help that he received from some people, he still needs a lot more. And I've been trying, I really have been trying to help him. I'm going through some difficulties, but I'm trying to still help.
I think that once we have the farmers market, and they see all this great and the giant cucumber or zucchini, that they may have different thoughts. And
the collards are great, I have to tell you. They are the cleanest collards I've ever had in my life.
You got them already?
Are you kidding? collars do not last no longer than a day in my house.
And we wanted to ask, oh, Shannon, you forgot to put on the flyer, please bring your own bag.
I can add that. Yes. The first draft had a bag. That's why anyways, yes, I can add that.
I did go through a ton of my bags, so I'm bringing a ton also, just so you all know. So plastic and paper, just stuff that I've had. So I will be bringing that as well.
Oh, that's great.
Good.
So I don't know if everyone can see the chat so easily if you're on a phone or maybe you're not clicking back and forth, but Janet put a couple of comments and she said, did everyone see that? Otherwise,
saw
can read it. Okay, good. All right.
I didn't see anything yet because I'm afraid to touch anything. Listen, you can't even see me, so at least let me hear.
You want me to read the chat? I can read it if you want.
You can read it because I can't see.
Yeah, Janet said, she's glad she saw the video. She seriously supports the notion of creating part 2 around the various support systems the tribe has access to, and that many of the folks on the video are friends of mine. They have told me their stories, and there's a lot more I would love to see included to strengthen the effects of the spills on the land. And she asked if the Church of the Good Shepherd is noted on the credits.
And if it's not, it should be.
Right.
Oh, I see.
I would have to look.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So are there any other comments that I will send back to Andy, who is the editor and producer? Anything you saw, we caught the credits, they have to go slower. The picture of Vivian, and I have her dates now of birth and death. That has to go after she talks and we say in memory of Vivian.
Right.
And so there are a couple.
Slow that down, Judy. Did anyone else think that was really fast? I actually didn't even finish reading it. Okay.
Yeah, too fast.
Yeah.
No, I definitely would like that. That was my next thing. I really like for her to be. I was crying.
I thought it
first
said
of all, the
it
whole
said
thing.
in memory of
I cried
Vivian.
through the whole entire thing, but I really thought.
I thought it said in memory of Vivian.
It did.
Milligan.
It did.
No, it did, but I think I don't know. It just doesn't cut it for me. I just think something more has to be. I don't know. She's really truly was like the mayor here, and when I tell you it affected every single person here, it really did. Honest to God, it really did. It like knocked the air out of me totally. I can't get over it to this day. So I don't know how you do that, but maybe a little bit more,
Okay, so Connie, how about if you write a sentence or 2 or 3 that what you'd like to see in addition to the in memory of, and I know the credits went real fast, but it did say for all those who, in memory of all those who have gone before us. And Vivian had her own memorial, and we have to show her picture that's in the church on the seat slower.
Yes.
And have her dates there, date of birth, date of death.
Okay.
But if you, Connie, you have my email, if you want to put like 3 sentences or something, please do it this week. So when Andy comes back, she can edit it. What's happening here, Dennis? The only, I know, the only other thing I would like to ask is, Chief Man, can you tell Dennis where those sites are around the movement as to where we should put our air monitors up?
So
Yeah,
one of the places.
right up in back of Jay's house. That's one. You know where Jay lives on Petzl Drive? I followed the truck one day. I walked up there and they got a gated fence up there. So I was curious where the trucks were taking the dirt, and I followed them up there, and I seen them. They dumped so much dirt in back. You can go Van Dunk Lane all the way up the hill there, and you can see all that dirt they dug out up the mines where they were digging up for the new recycle center.
Well, not to mention everybody's being fenced in. There's no property.
Can we just back up?
You're being penned in like animals. You're being caged in.
Uncle Dennis?
Yeah.
Did you just say that they're taking that dirt and dumping it up behind Uncle Jay's house?
Yes, I seen the truck. I followed him.
They're doing a lot of shady things. I'm sorry, but
I
they
followed him.
are.
There were big yellow dump trucks, and they had a little truck with a light on to stop them from watching the crossings.
Mhm.
Right, Connie?
I'm sorry,
Yep.
Christina and Amna, you can leave. Thank you.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye-bye,
Bye,
thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Adios.
So we can take dirt, Dennis, if you can show us and we can have it analyzed, the dirt that they're saying. Mary was kind enough to give me all those messages that are sent out each
Mhm.
week by the company, and it says clean dirt. So.
I don't know how it could be clean dirt because the second
It's
time I went up
impossible.
there,
It's
when I
impossible.
went up there the first time, Judy, Shirley had told me, did you take a ride up by the new recycle center? I went up. I was on my motorcycle and I went and I looked and I'm looking and they got a big, excavator digging and it looked good. It was all the stone when I was a kid where I used to play in a pea gravel because they used to have piles from the mines. And me and my brother used to jump in. So I went up maybe 2-3 weeks later and I looked and they start carting the dirt. I'm like, where'd they get the dirt from? I went up there and they had half of it uncovered and the rocks were black. Where they uncovered, they were black. And that's where they put the dirt to cover. I don't understand why they take out the stuff that was contaminated. I mean, put it, I don't know. It's just crazy. It's wild.
You guys can get that on video.
So let
Somebody
me just
followed them.
ask once more. So you followed a truck that took dirt that was excavated from the O'Connor
Absolutely.
area and
Absolutely.
dumped it up behind Jay's house.
Yes. There's more than one load, I imagine. They had a gate there and the truck went through the gate. I didn't want to be too suspicious. So I
Since
got
when,
on my
Dennis? Since
well,
when?
I didn't know who those guys were. May have been the mob. But no, they did. They dumped the dirt up there.
All right, thank you.
Where else, Chief, would you like us to put air monitors? You said lots of people are having asthma attacks.
So there needs to be one up by Rodney Mann's house or Aunt Vivian's house.
Our eyes have been really bad. Mine
We
have
took
been
tests up there with
Horrible.
NYU, Vinny. There's a lot of bad stuff up there.
Yep, because what happened was after the press conference with the state of New Jersey's Attorney General, right?
Yeah.
Where they said that they were going to sue Ford for natural resource damages. After that, Mikey and I went over to Aunt Vivian's house, and it was Aunt Kay, Jack, Mitch, Mikey, and I, and they were showing me where the fence used to be, and they pushed that fence all the way back to the edge of the cliff where it would drop off. And I literally watched them grab those barrels and shake them with all the paint sludge and everything falling out of them. And then when I told our lawyers what happened. I said, our eyes were burning, our throats were burning.
Right.
Not just one of us, all of us. And I told them about Rodney Mann, who has this unexplained rash that's burning his skin all over his body. Doctors don't know what the hell it
Isn't he
is.
coughing up blood too?
I think so. And he's got
What?
COPD
Yeah.
on top of that. But his property is literally right there.
It's on the border.
That's right. And then, Uncle Aaron had a problem breathing. And then Auntie Mary Corder's sister had a problem breathing. And so I made that acknowledgement to the EPA through our lawyers.
Right.
What the EPA did, I was appalled by, because what Pat Seppi did was she went around to those houses that were nearby because we didn't identify anything, and went there and asked them. Our people aren't going to tell them anything.
No, because they're scared.
They're
right. Scared. The first thing they're going to say, they come here to put us out.
Yep.
I know what they're thinking.
Absolutely. And so I already told the lawyers and our advisor what took place there. I mean, I have the video that shows them taking that and
jeez.
going like this to the barrels with the stuff falling out of it right there. I got it
Jeez.
zoomed in. Not one of those people that was down there had any PPE on. Not the guy in the excavator, not the guy in the dump truck, not the 3 guys that were in the gator that were only 20 feet away
Wow.
watching it. And what they said was, well, the workers said that, the smell was only minor. First of all, how could they?
Minor?
They
Jeez,
shouldn't
killing them.
have even been smelling any of it because they
killing
should have
them.
had PPE on, and they didn't.
They should also had a vacuum to suck it in.
Yeah, absolutely. And they didn't have any of that stuff.
That's
And
not right.
they saw us. They saw me videoing them and everything, taking pictures of
They
them.
didn't care.
They don't care.
And you know where else is another bad place? The old recycle center.
Yeah,
That's loaded
They
with
won't let us in
PVCs.
there.
I know that.
They won't let us in there.
of course they
No,
won't, because they know.
They had people there that actually scared us. We were trying to get in, and the men were like, yeah.
They have a camera that is right over there by Aunt Vivian's road that's on a swivel head. And they can turn that camera and point it at any direction that they want to and look at anybody. And it's on a big pole and it's a big camera.
Yep.
Wow.
Who's they that
It's
has
got to
the-
be DeMaximus or the other people who were hired by Ford to do it. And the reason why I'm sure they did it was because all of a sudden these videos that I am submitting videos and still photo shots, right? Of paint sludge that's outside the work area, that's in Peter's Mine Brook, and that's going out to the swamp that's there before it goes into Park Brook and out to the reservoir. And they just want to play it off like it's some big game and that it's not really doing what it's doing. And the fact is that it is.
It is doing it.
And these, I mean, this game that they've played with our lives, it really is coming to the forefront.
And I'm so finally glad that Scott Heck commented and said that, yes, the borough was responsible. I'm so glad he commented on that.
Ford said it too.
Ford said it too? Well, they made a deal, man.
Ford said that they know that what took place there has affected our community. And the big thing about this whole thing, right, is that the Turtle Clan as an entity, right, as Native American clan of the Ramapough Nation has never sued Ford or anybody. All of that stuff is at the forefront of what we're standing at right now. It's the precipice of a new day, and that where these people will be held accountable, even to the new people who are sitting at the EPA right now.
Well, they're taking over. They should be responsible.
That's right. They are responsible.
And so is the borough of Ringwood responsible. They admitted it.
Absolutely.
Yes,
I don't
they
care
are.
if you took it over. I remember Scott Heck when he was a kid. Now he's a grown man, so he admitted it.
Yep.
He
Can I
took the responsibility.
I'm sorry. So I just wanted to, because people are dropping off. I would just like to, so the air monitors in the soil by Rodney and Vivian's house,
Yep.
as well as at the place where Dennis just brought up, and of course, Jay's house.
By my house, where kids play on a playground, there's all kinds of problems, so.
Connie, okay. Okay,
So we need to be able to utilize your yard, Connie.
right. And your power, because it's a motor. And so,
The other place that definitely should be air monitored should be right there on Van Dunk Lane behind those houses with those gas vent pipes.
Absolutely. We checked that out and it's
That's
terrible.
where they should be, truly.
We
yes.
checked them out. It's terrible. NOSA has the report on that.
so Dennis, you guide us where we need to go, okay?
That's terrible.
So the only other thing I'd like to bring up before Shannon has to run off is, Shannon, can you show the flyer? Just so Chief Mann and Mikey can look at it now.
Oops, I posted it already.
I guess you liked it.
I just sent it like 2 minutes ago. You like it?
I didn't see it.
On the money.
Oops, I like it. Okay, I'll show everyone if, I guess that means you like it.
The
So-
boss approved it.
Well, Mikey liked it.
I didn't see it yet, so.
Hold on.
Commercial.
I just have to, I just have to open it back up.
We all liked it, Chief. So we saw it before you did, and
That is so funny.
here it comes.
Okay.
That is
Mark it.
absolutely
Put it
beautiful.
And it says bring your own bags.
Good. I'm glad I just put that in. That's what I was doing. I was multitasking. I fully admit I was multitasking for a moment.
Very good. I like it, yeah.
Beautiful.
I only would have had,
Beautiful.
I only would have had one change, and where you see it, the logo in the center there,
Yeah.
Turtle Clan.
that should have been the Turtle Clan logo.
Yeah, Turtle Clan, yeah.
You want to switch this logo here for this logo?
No,
No.
With the turtle.
the one with the turtle in it.
This should be,
It should say Ramapough Lenape Nation Turtle Clan.
and what, oh, okay. I got this off of Facebook, I thought. Let me, okay, I'll
Hold
find
on,
the right
Becky.
one.
Becky will send it to you.
Oh, that would be even better. I can swap that out very easily.
Take it
It's her,
down.
it's her logo. It's her,
Okay.
it's her Facebook profile picture.
Hold on.
Yeah, Mikey,
Oh,
send that to all of us so we have it. We
Yeah.
can see it.
You do have it, Judy.
Oh, I do. Okay. Give
I
me some,
just-
I'm an elder.
That's true. That's true, but that's not an excuse, though.
Just means you're wiser. Means you're
know.
wiser. Yes.
So this is right here, FYI, I changed this. This was the facebook.com. It was community survey. That's when we did years and years and years ago, the original community survey. It doesn't change anything about the page itself. It's in the same place. Everything is there. But for sharing purposes, we would have to put facebook.com/community survey. And I just found that to be very confusing because it doesn't reference anything about Ramapough. So I can change it to anything we want, actually. But this is the Ramapough Lenape Nation-NYU Health Alliance Facebook page.
Mikey's gonna email it to you right now so that you can change it in front of our face.
And I would probably just change the words of bring your own bag to like red or some other color. So
Yeah.
that really sticks
Sure.
out. So people
Sure.
get used to that maybe.
I can, I'll change this. I can make it, actually, that would look nice. I can make it red
Yeah,
and
make
I'll
it
put the
match.
correct logo here.
Can you do that right now?
I can probably, I use Canva if I gave up on PictoChart, but it's right
So
here.
persistent, isn't he? Isn't he bossy? He's
Thank you,
bossy.
Esther. I need your address.
I'll send it to you, Chief Man.
No,
Right.
don't.
Oh,
do
wow.
anything.
Don't listen to her. Let me
Good.
keep covering her face. See?
It's already covered.
Bye. Have a
Oh,
good
wow.
night.
This is gorgeous. This is a little different than that one, huh? This is
Yes.
beautiful.
That is Miss Michaeline's artist work.
Wow. Okay, I
Thank you.
downloaded.
Did I tell you that?
Not enough.
Oh! Wow,
Bet
the
you weren't
seniors
expecting that
witness.
answer.
Chief Man, just know that, whatever our husbands, our partners tell us, it's never enough unless it's, especially when it's good things and compliments.
I just want you to know that it's my personal belief and traditional belief that, the women are the ones who hold everything together and instruct us on what we should be doing.
Before I said, where'd my hand?
Woohoo!
So you heard it.
Even if we
I'm
don't.
telling my husband that
Hold on.
tonight
All heard
too.
it.
Oh, you
Even
did.
if we don't
Said
do it.
women. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Shannon, are you able to?
Yep, I'm doing it right now. You have to put it in. Oh, there we go. Well, that looks cool. Okay, that was just that one change, right, on the logo?
No, make the
Oh,
thing
the
black.
red.
Yeah,
Yep.
Right.
or red.
Bring your own bag.
Don't you have
Bag
to
it.
get off, Jill?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm really gonna go now. Stay well and healthy, everybody.
that's
I didn't,
okay. If you want-
I
if you
need to
wanna-
go, but I don't want to go. So
Just
Bye.
wait till the graphic.
be well,
is on.
everybody.
Oh, hold on one second, Jill.
Wait.
Yes,
1 second.
yes.
Oh,
Shannon, go.
I'm going. It's the wrong red. It's the wrong.
it
Okay.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Okay,
show
okay,
us.
hold on. I don't know. I don't like the red. I'm gonna show you.
All right. Well,
I'm
Right,
just
let's
gonna
see.
share. Hold on, let's just share. You guys can see what is that saying about how when you see how something is made? So this is,
yeah, kind of
yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see.
Yeah, that's why I was looking
Because
for
it-
maybe a bright red, maybe.
I don't see no red at all.
I'll
I
tell you,
know, it's
That's 'cause you can't
impossible.
see it.
I'll tell you
That's supposed to be
what,
red, what you're
Maybe a light
highlighting?
color,
you,
like yellow or something, maybe.
but you'd have to put it on the big picture on, on
Oh.
show.
And maybe just do it in white. but
Yeah,
just
it's
make
very
it
small right there.
Do you like it? Do we want to go back to just the white or do you want to go
Well,
You
do?
have it bolded, you
Yeah.
could also do it yellow. And yellow, there's
Yellow
not,
would be better.
not that
Yellow
many
stands
shades.
out.
So you
Yellow
could-
would stick out more.
yeah, and
But
it
to see the
matches,
3 on there that would stick out was right.
right.
Look at those 3 people. It's
Right,
yellow.
is this
Right.
yellow
Yeah,
a little bit
Yeah.
You
lighter?
gotta make
Yeah.
the words bigger,
You want it bigger?
bigger.
But it's just, it will be. Shannon, just show it as full size.
Yeah, this is like 100 right here.
That's good. I can read that without my glasses.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
Oh, that
And
looks
actually,
good.
everything is still on there. I don't have to move anything else around, so.
Is that
Looks
okay with
great.
you that NYU School of Medicine is on the bottom?
Yep, and can you just make the yellow part in all capitals?
Sure.
It might bump out though, because caps are bigger. Could bump it, everything out of space.
Huh? No, you're not supposed to. Mm.
How's that? Do you want this big caps too?
Cool.
No, you're good, babe.
Good.
Yeah, that was good. That's much better.
great.
And it matches.
Like that? And here's the logo right here too. I can't take the
Beautiful.
background off. That would take me a little bit of work, but
That's okay. That's beautiful.
Looks
beautiful.
great. Yes.
Okay, so now
Johnny?
I just download that. I'll send you a new,
Okay.
it comes out as a PDF or a JPEG, I don't remember. And I'll just send you on that same email. I'll send it to you again.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everybody, for staying on and, approving, and giving your comments and, wait for part 2. And that'll be whatever mission goal you want. And we'll all try to bring in more people to interview.
What did you
And
say, Danny? Sorry, Judy. Go ahead.
that's okay. We'll all try to bring in more people for the next documentary now that we have someone who is committed to us, and we can also pay as a producer and editor. But I'm assuming that you all liked her work and the backgrounds and everything else. She did all that. So she will stay with us, and she did it all for free.
Wonderful. Absolutely.
Thank you.
So thank you all. I'll see you guys, some of you guys on Sunday.
Yes, thank
Yes.
you, Judy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Be well, everybody. Stay
Take
healthy.
care.
Take
Bye,
care.
guys.
Hydrate.